What happens when protecting a society means betraying its core principles? In The Dark Knight, Batman isn't just fighting criminals, he's confronting a deeper political question. How far should a society go to protect itself from chaos? And what's the price of that protection? Released in the shadow of the War on Terror, The Dark Knight is a post 9/11 parable disguised as a superhero movie. And it doesn't give us easy answers. Today, on Small Screens, Big Issues, we're going to Gotham to explore how The Dark Knight forces us to rethink justice, liberty, and the high cost of security. Welcome to Small Screens, Big Issues, the show where we explore political science through the lens of film and television. Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight is widely considered to be one of the greatest superhero films ever made. But I'd argue it's also one of the most important political films of the 21st century, a powerful and enduring allegory for the choices democracies face in an age of terror. The film's genius is that it stages a three-way philosophical war for the soul of Gotham, embodied by its three central figures. On one side, you have Harvey Dent, the White Knight, who represents the promise of rule of law and a liberal democracy. Opposite him is the Joker, a political nihilist and anarchist who believes that law, order, and morality are fragile jokes. And caught between them is Batman, a vigilante who believes in the goals of the system, but is willing to operate outside the law to save it. The epic struggle is the battleground where the film explores three major political ideas. First, the destabilizing power of the politics of fear. Second, the fundamental security versus liberty dilemma. And third, the ethical trap known as the dirty hands problem. For those who need a refresher, the film finds Gotham in a fragile state of peace. Batman, working with Lieutenant Gordon and District Attorney Harvey Dent, has nearly broken the mob's grip on the city. But their success is shattered by the arrival of the Joker, an agent of chaos interested in proving that civilization is a sham. To stop him, Batman and the institutions of Gotham are pushed to their absolute moral and political limits. We need to understand that the Joker isn't a conventional villain. He's a political nihilist. His goal isn't money, it's ideological. His weapon isn't just violence, it's fear. He wants to prove his core thesis, that when the chips are down, civilized people will eat each other. In the language of political theory, he wants to tear up the social contract, the implicit agreement where we all follow the rules in exchange for safety and order. The Joker's strategy is to create chaos so extreme that it forces the people of Gotham and its leaders to abandon their principles. This is a direct parallel to the strategy real-world terrorist groups use, where the primary goal is often to provoke an overreaction, to make a powerful democracy compromise its own values out of fear. His entire campaign is a series of brutal experiments designed to prove his point. But the most important experiment is his last one, the two fairies. He gives two boatloads of people, one of ordinary citizens, one of convicts, the power to blow the other up to save themselves. This is a twisted version of the classic prisoner's dilemma, designed to reveal humanity's selfish core. But in a crucial, often overlooked moment, the Joker's philosophy is defeated. The people on the boats refuse to kill each other. An ordinary citizen and a hardened convict both make moral choices. For a brief moment, the film suggests that the Joker is wrong about human nature. But this small victory is overshadowed by the much larger tragedy of what he does to Gotham's institutions and to its hero. In the face of the Joker's chaotic threat, Batman makes a drastic choice. He builds a citywide surveillance network using sonar technology to monitor every phone in Gotham. It's the ultimate invasion of privacy, justified by the need to find one man. This is a direct allegory for post-9/11 debates over laws like the Patriot Act, which dramatically expanded the surveillance state in the name of national security. The political dilemma is clear. How much liberty are we willing to give up for the promise of safety? This is a classic example of what political theorists call the state of exception. The idea that in an extreme crisis, sovereign power can suspend the normal rule of law to protect the state itself. Batman, acting as Gotham's self-appointed sovereign, declares his own state of exception. Lucius Fox's reaction is critical. He represents the conscience of a liberal democracy and the principle of civilian oversight. He agrees to help, but only once, and makes it clear he'll resign immediately after. His ultimatum is a powerful statement about the danger of allowing emergency powers to become permanent. The Dark Knight doesn't offer an easy answer. Batman uses this unconstitutional power, and it works. He finds the Joker. But he also recognizes its danger, building a kill switch that Lucius activates. The film shows the seduction of the security state, but also argues that such power is too dangerous to institutionalize, forcing us to ask, is it acceptable to break the rules, even temporarily, to save the system? And this brings us to the final, tragic clash of philosophies. The Joker's true victory isn't in how many people he kills, but in his successful corruption of Harvey Dent. Dent starts the film as the embodiment of the rule of law. He famously says, you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. He believes the system is the only legitimate path to justice. But when the system fails to protect him and the person he loves, his philosophy shatters. The Joker breaks him. He becomes Two-Face, a figure who rejects justice entirely and replaces it with pure, arbitrary chance. This is where Batman confronts the dirty hands problem head-on. As the philosopher Michael Walzer argued, leaders sometimes must commit morally compromising acts to achieve a greater good. To preserve the hope that Dent represented, Batman will make a radical political decision. He and Gordon will lie. They'll cover up Dent's crimes and blame Batman. This is a classic example of the noble lie, a concept that goes back to Plato's Republic. The idea that a falsehood told by the powerful can serve a greater societal good. Batman saves the city's soul by sacrificing the truth and his own reputation. It's a rejection of Dent's rigid legalism and an embrace of the messy, painful reality of political leadership. The film's closing line, "He's the hero Gotham deserves, but not the one it needs right now," perfectly encapsulates this tragic burden. So, why does The Dark Knight endure as more than just a great action movie? Because it's arguably the most important political allegory of its decade. It took the raw anxieties of a post-9/11 world, our fear of an enemy with no rules, our debates over surveillance, our questions about moral compromise, and it elevated them into a powerful philosophical drama. And crucially, it refuses to give us a clear winner in the philosophical war. The Joker's nihilism is rebuffed by the citizens on the ferries, but he still succeeds in breaking Gotham's White Knight. Harvey Dent's faith in the rule of law proves too brittle to survive a true crisis, and Batman is willing to operate outside the law to save the day, but at the cost of a foundational lie that turns him into a fugitive. The film offers no easy answers. It trusts the audience to wrestle with impossible choices. It asks us to confront the most difficult question a democracy can face. In our fight against the monsters of the world, how do we avoid becoming monsters ourselves? Thanks so much for watching. It's amazing to me how much a film about a man in a bat suit can get to the heart of such complex political questions. Next time, we're leaving the dark streets of Gotham and we're heading to the even darker and more absurd halls of the Kremlin. We'll be exploring the brutal politics of a totalitarian succession crisis in the brilliant satire, The Death of Stalin. But I want to hear from you. What other superhero film do you think sends a powerful political message? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this, please subscribe for more Small Screens, Big Issues. I'll see you in the next video.